What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight8610, and today it looks like Konami is jumping on the bandwagon of vampires. Though they might be a little bit late, actually. No, though, I actually think these are freaking awesome. A new vampire archetype has been announced for Dark Specters. This is really nice because I know a lot of people were asking for some new zombie cards, and these are all zombies, so that's pretty dang awesome. Of course, let's go ahead and talk about, I believe it's 4 cards that were announced, so yeah, let's get going. First off, we have their Xyz monster, which I believe is like their boss monster, their main one, and that is Vampire Bram the Elder Ritter? That's how I'm going to pronounce it. I am sorry if I killed its name. It is a zombie dark, rank 5, 2500 attack, 0 defense. It requires 2 level 5 zombie monsters to Xyz summon into it. Here's its effect. Remove 1 Xyz material from this card to activate. Select 1 monster your opponent's grave and special summon it to your field. Vampire Bram the Elder Ritter effect can only be used once per turn. When this effect successfully special summons, only that monster can attack this turn. Also, when this card on the field is destroyed by your opponent and sent to the grave, during your next turn standby phase, special summon this card in face-up defense position. So yeah, this card's kind of newly translated, so yeah, the wording, of course, will be changed up a little bit. So yeah, this is kind of a fresh translation on the effect. So first off, of course, you can use its first effect where you can take one of your opponent's monsters, you know, from the grave, you special summon it to your side of the field, and it could either be a strong monster, you know, you use it to attack your opponent, of course, or maybe you could use it for like an Xyz summon, Synchro summon, or something like that to, you know, bring out a stronger monster of your own. You can only use that effect once per turn, which is, you know, pretty good. At least it's not too terribly broken on that. You know, at least they added that little line to the effect. Whenever it does do this, though, of course, only that monster can attack. So the monster you bring out using this effect can only attack. So that's kind of a downside, but also kind of keeps this card in check too from not being too extremely broken and not being like another, you know, I mean, it's kind of like a Monster Reborn, another Monster Reborn anyway. So at least it's not too terribly broken on that. Also, too, when Vampire Bram is destroyed, during your next turn, he gets a special summon in face-up defense position. So that's pretty awesome, too. It kind of reminds me of like Vampire Lord and a few of those, how they always would never die. And that's kind of an older call-out, too, to a lot of the old Vampire cards we got before this archetype came out. So, yet again, Dark Specters, bringing back older archetypes, and I think that's pretty dang awesome. So yeah, the artwork on this card too looks really cool. I like how he has like the sword and shield. I think it's a great card, of course, and glad to see some more zombie/vampire cards coming out. Now let's talk about Shadow Vampire. This is a really cool one. He looks like some kind of like Egyptian, like, you know, reminds me of Nefertimon. If any of you remember that, you know, you're awesome if you remember that, actually, from Digimon. Let's see, it is a level 5 dark zombie monster. Of course, it has 2000 attack, 0 defense, and here's its effect. When this card is successfully summoned, you can special summon 1 dark attribute vampire monster besides Shadow Vampire from your hand. If this effect successfully special summons, no other monsters besides that monster can attack this turn. Also, when this card is used for an Xyz summon, it can only be used to summon dark attribute Xyz monsters. So yeah, this card is just another one where you can bring out more of your vampire monsters, which is awesome that we can go for your Xyz summons. He's basically just a way to go for the vampire Xyz monster. Plain and simple. So yeah, I mean, this is that, and of course he has another one of those type of effects too, where no other monsters can attack this turn, you know, kind of thing. It's sort of like the Xyz monster as well, so that's an interesting thing. I don't know if that's kind of a theme yet or what for this. But yeah, another great card for that. It's just, like I said, just basically an easier way to bring out the Xyz monster. Plain and simple, and he can only be used for dark Xyz monsters. So that's nice that they also have that too. So, yeah, always awesome for that. Let's see, the next one we're talking about is Vampire Grace. This one's probably the creepier looking one, I think. He looks like a female, like, spider looking, I don't know, it looks like a spider to me. That's what it reminds me of, like the claws or something right there. Anyway, it is a dark zombie, level 6, 2000 attack, 1200 defense. Let's see, its effect is, while this card is in your graveyard, and a level 5 or above zombie monster is special summoned by the effect of a zombie monster, you can pay 2000 life points to special summon this card from your graveyard. Vampire Grace effect can only be used once per turn. Also, once per turn, you can name a card type, whether it be a monster, spell, or trap. To activate, your opponent sends one of those selected type from the deck to the grave. So yeah, remember, like I said, with just about all these vampire cards too, these are newly translated, so the wording's a little bit weird. We'll have better wording, of course, on these soon. So yeah, it's just another card that's can just come back from the grave. You know, it kind of reminds me, like I said, the older vampires, so they would always come back. This works great, of course, with the previous card we talked about on that, and just kind of helps you swarm the field with more of the vampires. It's a shame that it is a level 6 to level 5, so you could go for the XD monster a little bit easier, but that's not really too big of a problem, honestly. And it's also a nice little added effect where you can get rid of monster spells and traps that your opponent has. So, another interesting effect for that. So, yeah, just a monster that will be able to come back. And with 2000 attack too, at least it's not going to be too scary when it comes back. So, it could be worse. At least it's not like an overpowering attack. So next card, and that is Vampire Sorcerer. This guy reminds me of like Scarecrow from Batman, like the animated Batman, not like the, you know, the movie. Let's see, it is a dark zombie, level 4, 1500 attack, 1500 defense, so it has same attack and defense. And here's its effect. When this card is sent to the grave by your opponent, you can add one dark vampire monster or one spell / trap card with vampire in its name to the hand. Also, during your main phase, you can remove this card from the grave to activate. Only once this turn, when you summon a dark vampire monster, you do not need to tribute. So yeah, this is another great addition to vampires. This will make it where, of course, you can search for the vampire monsters you need, which is awesome. Not only that, though, is that when he's in the grave, you can remove him, and then you can have an easier way to bring out your vampire monsters. They don't even need a tribute. So it's a great way also to get those level 5 or level 6 vampires out on the field for your XC summons or whatever, you know, or just to attack, you know, just get a stronger monster out. So that is freaking awesome as well. So yeah, what do you guys think about these vampires? You know, you think they're pretty awesome? You think they'll work great with the older vampire cards we have, like Vampire Lord and Vampire Genesis, and a few of the older cards? I hope maybe we'll see a return on some of those older cards too. I believe there's even Vampire Lady, and I know I'm missing some of the other ones. But I want to know what you guys think on this. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the vampires, of course, tell me in the comments. I think they're going to be fun to use. Can't wait to see whenever they're on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro or Dev Pro or Dueling Network, any of the dueling websites, of course. And yeah, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Of course, this is on Yugitube.com. It's where I'm using for this, so that will be in the description if you want to read through these cards yourself. And be sure to sign up to Yugitube.com as well. And yeah, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.